Falcons fans, stop what you are doing right now because the NFC South is about to be turned completely upside down. We aren't just talking about a trade. We are talking about a defensive apocalypse that could hand Atlanta the keys to the division for years to come. The rumor mill is on fire, and the name at the center of it is a literal giant who could save our season. If you want to be on the front lines of this Super Bowl run, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with every Dirty Bird fan you know so we can hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers together. Folks, let's get real for a second. We have all been watching this season unfold, biting our nails, shouting at the TV, and wondering what exactly is missing. We know the potential is there, but there has been that one missing piece, that one dominant force, that separates the contenders from the pretenders. Well, the whispers swirling around the NFL right now aren't just smoke. They are a full-blown inferno, and it is squarely focused on us. We are hearing reports of a potential blockbuster move involving none other than Dexter Lawrence, the absolute wrecking ball of a defensive tackle from the New York Giants. If you follow the trenches, you know this man is a nightmare for offensive coordinators. But here is the kicker. The buzz suggests the Giants are actually willing to pick up the phone, and the Atlanta Falcons are reportedly right at the front of the line showing serious interest. Ask yourself this. When was the last time we had a player in the middle of our defense who genuinely terrified opposing quarterbacks before the ball was even snapped? This isn't just a depth chart adjustment. This is a potential franchise-altering acquisition that would change how the entire league views our defense. Now, you might be thinking, why on earth would New York let a guy like that go? Let's break down the reality of their situation. The Giants are currently sitting in the basement with a 3-11 record. They are in full-blown panic mode. The rebuild isn't coming, it's here. It has been a season defined by injuries, misery, and a defense that just can't hold it together. Reliable insiders like Diana Rossini have been sounding the alarm on their financial situation. The Giants are reportedly feeling a massive squeeze, sitting roughly $22 million over the cap. That is a financial disaster. They are being forced to make the kind of tough decisions that make general managers lose sleep. Dexter Lawrence has been the cornerstone of that line, sure, but when you need to shed salary and stockpile draft picks to save your future, nobody is safe. They have young talent like Kayvon Thibodeau getting healthy, and they have a surplus of defensive linemen, which makes Lawrence a luxury they might not be able to afford if they want to rebuild their quarterback room and fix their cap hell. For us, however, their pain could be our massive gain. We are sitting here fighting for our lives with a 5-9 record, trying to claw our way into a playoff spot. But let's be honest, our run defense has been shaky. We saw the scare with Drake London's knee, and it reminded us how fragile things can be. The interior of our defensive line has been vulnerable, and we have been crying out for reinforcements. Dexter Lawrence isn't just a good player. He is a game changer. Let me hit you with the numbers because they are staggering. Since 2019, this man has racked up 42 sacks, 412 tackles, and 132 quarterback hits. Do you understand how rare that is for an interior lineman? He anchors the line, he stuffs the run, and he collapses the pocket from the inside out. Last year alone, in just 14 games, he put up 9.5 sacks, 98 tackles, and 78 pressures. PFF gave him a run grade of 89.4. That is elite. That is the kind of production you dream about. Think about who we have to play in this division. We are dealing with the Carolina Panthers and their workhorse, Chuba Hubbard, who has been gashing teams for over 100 yards rushing. If you want to stop a guy like that, you need a wall. Lawrence is that wall. Bringing him in wouldn't just add a body. It would mathematically change our defense. Analytics suggest his presence alone could drop our yards per carry allowed significantly, shifting the average from around 5.0 down to a stifling 3.8. That is the difference between second and short and third and long. Plus, imagine what this does for our secondary. If Lawrence is eating up double teams and pushing the pocket into the quarterback's lap, guys like Jesse Bates are free to hawk the ball. We aren't just talking about more sacks. We are talking about more interceptions, more turnovers, and more short fields for our offense. This brings me to the big debate of the day, and I need to hear from every single one of you in the comments section. Do you think the Falcons should go all in and trade high-value draft picks for a proven veteran like Dexter Lawrence? Or is the 5-9 record a sign that we should save our assets for a full rebuild next year? Let me know your honest take below. We have to look at the psychological impact here, too. The Falcons' run defense has had embarrassing moments, missed assignments, getting pushed around by power run games. It's frustrating to watch. Adding Lawrence fixes that overnight. It makes us a fortress. Think about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and how much they rely on the run. Think about the New Orleans Saints and Alvin Kamara. You cannot beat those teams consistently if you are soft up the middle. Lawrence gives us the X factor for those key divisional matchups. He allows us to control the clock and completely disrupt the opponent's rhythm. And looking at the bigger picture, this team is at a crossroads. We have a talented roster. We have a young, promising quarterback in Desmond Ridder who is trying to find his footing. We have a coaching staff that wants to prove they belong. Bringing in a superstar like Lawrence sends a message to the locker room. We are trying to win now. Vegas is already noticing the potential. The odds regarding our Super Bowl chances have shifted dramatically, climbing from plus 8,000 to plus 4,000 according to FanDuel. That is a massive jump, folks. It reflects the belief that Atlanta is just one or two right moves away from being something special. It reminds me of when the Eagles brought in Fletcher Cox and built that nasty interior. That trench dominance carries teams deep into January. We have been decent at times, but we haven't been dominant. Lawrence brings the swagger. He brings the violence. The Giants might be stuck in mediocrity, looking to blow it all up, but for us, this is the start of a new chapter. Imagine the roar inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium when Dexter Lawrence steps onto that turf in red and black, ready to wreak havoc. It would be electric. It is a gamble, absolutely. But fortune favors the bold. We would be adding a proven leader, a game winner, and an elite force. If we want that shiny Lombardi trophy, we can't sit on our hands. We have to be aggressive. So, Falcons family, are you ready for this? Are you ready to see this defense transform into a powerhouse? Let's keep the faith, let's keep the passion alive, and let's pray this front office pulls the trigger on the biggest trade of the year. I will be back very soon with more updates as this story develops. Until then, rise up,